Hi, and thanks for tuning into this video. My name's Tom Wachowski from YourMoneyHouse.com, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this, because what I want to talk about today is something that's very important, and it happens every September, and you might not even be aware of it. So I thought, we should make a video and bring this to the attention of everybody so that at least it's in their thought processes, because it's related to something that I see missed in many financial situations and scenarios and stories out there in the world that I've seen and observed and been part of since 2004 when I first entered the financial services industry. So thanks for tuning in and watching this, because I think it's going to be impactful to your financial life, specifically to your financial foundation. We talk about your money house. We say there's a foundation, there's walls, and there's a roof. And what I want to talk about today, and it happens every September, is the foundation part of your money house. So specifically, what I'm referring to is something called Life Insurance Awareness Month. Now, don't tune out because you heard the word life insurance. I want to talk to you about an organization called Life, L-I-F-E, and you can find them at lifehappens.org, and you'll see a link to them below this video. But what Life is they're a nonprofit organization who specializes in educating people like me and people like you about life insurance and the role that life insurance plays and the role that health insurance plays in our financial lives. And every September, they sponsor the month as Life Insurance Awareness Month. Why? Because for a myriad of reasons, too many of us do not have the right life insurance at the best price. So I thought this is a time that we can bring this to the attention of everybody and talk about it briefly. And what I want to teach you today is 3 steps to make sure that you have the right life insurance at the best price. Now, we talk about the foundation of your money house, and when we look at that, one of the parts is income. As a matter of fact, income really drives everything in your money house, right? Everything in your financial life is really driven by income. So I thought, let's talk about that, because it's important for us to secure our income. And we usually do that through a job, right? But what if we can't go to that job because we're not here, right? What if we get hit by the bus? For example, in my family, we're a one-income family. So if something happens to me, our income disappears. Melissa's income and the income for the kids to buy food, pay the mortgage, go to college, go on vacations, and recover from me being gone. That doesn't exist unless we secure my income using life insurance. I want to talk about really 3 easy ways to go about doing this, securing your income using life insurance. But first, why don't we do this? Why don't we get this taken care of? Yeah, I know what you're saying right now. I've got life insurance, I've got it through my employer, or I bought a policy a couple of years ago and I'm okay, and I understand that. But I'm telling you that from my experience in talking with couples and working with couples and people who have kids and careers, usually they don't have the right life insurance. And so what happens is that costs them money, and if something happens to them, their income isn't really as secure as they thought it might be. So what I found is usually these conversations don't take place, and the right life insurance does not get put into force because we're overwhelmed, right? We're busy working, we're busy raising our families, we're busy just trying to keep everything going. And this gets put low on the list of priorities, right? We're also overworked. I mean, if we're not doing all that at home, then we're usually busy at work taking care of projects, running teams, leading organizations. That takes up a majority of the day. So we've got crunched down to really not much time left to do this, coupled with the fact that it's low on the list already. And the third reason I found we just don't take care of this is because we're oversold. We get so many pitches from so many angles from all these different companies. You see the ads online. You get the advertisements in your mail perhaps. You might get internet advertisements. You get all this stuff coming at you saying buy life insurance, do it now, and etc. Now, I know what you're thinking. This video is the same thing, Tom. You're sending me a video telling me to buy life insurance. I am doing that. But I'm doing it because what I found is that most of us do not have the right life insurance at the best price. And it's September, Life Insurance Awareness Month. It's time to look at this. There's really No more excuses. You know, my story on life insurance really started when I went to work for my first real career. And I showed up and they handed me this benefits package. And I didn't know what to do with any of it. And one of the things in there was life insurance. I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. I didn't know what any of it meant. And this would have been in the early 2000s. So I just opted in for 1 times my salary of life insurance. Now my salary at that time was about $20,000. So if something was to happen to me, I guess there would have been enough money to bury me, and no one was dependent on me, so that was fine. What I learned later when I got married was that wasn't enough, number one. Number two, I was paying way more for that life insurance, that little measly $20,000, and I think a couple years later, my salary had gone up to about $60,000, but I was still paying way too much for that $60,000 than I really should be through an individual policy, something that I own, not something through my employer. So that was a wake-up call. And then when we had kids, man, it really was time to up the amount of life insurance and make it integrate with our full money house. And so that's when I discovered that it many times makes more sense to go out and get your own life insurance policy through an independent agent, something that you own and that you control and that fits into your entire money house. Let's talk about the 3 steps to do that, to get the right life insurance at the best price. The first step is to really solve this life insurance problem. And we know we need to get it, but how much do we need to get? This is the question I get so many times. So let me give you a real simple formula that you can use to calculate it yourself. And that formula goes something like this. Your income, and this would be your monthly income, okay? So let's say your monthly income is, $5,000, okay? Take your monthly income and multiply that by 12, because there's 12 months in a year, right? And that'll give you a yearly number, a yearly income that your family depends on, whether or not you earn it or whether or not it is produced by some sort of asset like a life insurance policy, okay? Then we multiply that number, that $60,000, times however many years your family is going to be dependent on your income. So let me give you an example. My youngest right now is 2 years old. He's not going to really be independent and on his own. I'm not counting, though I wouldn't tell him this, until 25, right? I want to really make sure that he's got income till 25, though he better be working well before that, right? But 25 is when I want him to be able to be independent financially. So he's almost 3. And so if I was to multiply this by, let's see, if he's almost 3, that'd be 22 years. Let's see what that would equal. 6 times 2, and have to do a calculation. Because despite the fact that I love personal finance, it's difficult for me to do math in my head. So $60,000 times 22 years equals $1.3 million, okay? $1,320,000. So I take my monthly income, I times it by 12, and then I times that by the number of years I want to protect my family, and that equals, for me, $1.32 million, $1.3 million. Now, as a safety factor, what I recommend you do is you add 20% to that, right? So 20% to 1.3 million would be 1.584. That's how much life insurance I should have. And I'm based on these numbers here. Again, take your income, multiply it by 12, multiply it by the number of years you'll need it. You could use 10, you could use 15, 20, 25, 30, it's up to you. And then put a little safety factor in there of adding 20% to that number, and that'll give you very close to how much life insurance you're going to need from a mathematical standpoint. Okay, does that make sense? So the first thing we have to do is solve this problem of how much life insurance we need. The second thing that we need to do is start shopping around for the right life insurance. So basically, without going into an entire lesson on life insurance as far as the different kinds, there's term insurance and there's whole life insurance. And what I recommend for most couples with kids and careers who don't have extensive surpluses of cash at the end of every month, in other words, they've paid all their bills and there's not, thousands of dollars left over every month from after paying bills and expenses and investments and giving and all that stuff. If they do not have thousands and thousands of dollars left every month, which most of us don't, then we recommend term life insurance. And we have to go shopping for that. So how do you do that? Well, basically there's two ways. The first way, you can go online. You can type in term insurance, term life insurance quote, whatever you want, and you'll come up with a number of agencies who sell life insurance through the internet. That's one way. The other way is to go out and find, here's the key word, an independent, that's independent agent. Say it with me. Independent agent. What that means is that's an agent, a life insurance salesperson who can shop all the different life insurance companies to find you the best deal. Okay? So once we solve how much life insurance we need and we shop for somebody to actually help us purchase this policy, that is the last thing we need to do, is secure the policy. Actually buy this thing, apply for it and buy it. So that involves taking an application. Maybe it's online if you go that route, or maybe it's with an agent in person where they come to your house, or you go to their office, or they take the application by phone. Either way, there's an agent, salesperson involved in that process. You apply, and with many life insurance companies, if you want the best deal, they're going to ask you to take a very simple, quick, easy, painless medical exam where they do an analysis on your blood, an analysis on your urine, they take your vitals, they ask you your history, all those types of things, because they want to figure out who you are. They want to figure out what their risk is going to be when they insure you. Because let's face it, they don't want to have to pay out this life insurance policy. They don't want you to die. Okay, just like your family doesn't want you to go, the life insurance company doesn't want you to go either. So they're going to evaluate how risky of a person you are based on that application. Now here's something to keep in mind. Every life insurance company has a little niche. Some of them like to insure people who fly airplanes. Some of them like to insure people who have, good vitals, good cholesterol, good blood pressure, good family history. Some of them will take people with bad cholesterol, bad family history, bad vitals. They all have their little niche, and this is why it's so important that when you shop, you find an independent agent or an independent organization who can shop all the different life insurance companies to find you the best deal. Okay, so solve the problem, shop for an agent or a company to help you purchase this policy, then actually secure it. Apply for it and buy it. And the way that works is you do your application, you do the medical exam we just talked about, and usually you send in your first premium. That whole thing gets looked at by the company and they give you back a life insurance policy. It's simple. 3 steps. Look, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. There's no more reasons to not look at this, whether you do not have life insurance or whether you have it. It's time to update, review, and maybe get new life insurance, okay? Now, here's the pitch, okay? I can help. I'm an independent life insurance agent, and if you don't want to deal with an online company, or if you're not so sure about who to call me. You don't even have to buy it, but I'll help you know what to ask, know what to look for, and if you want, I'll help you get the right life insurance at the best price. Now, if you don't want to work with me, that's fine too. It's Life Insurance Awareness Month in September, so go find somebody. And to help make that easier, I've included at the bottom of this video a checklist that you can download and print out, and you can kind of use this to go through and make sure that whomever you're working with is actually helping you get the right life insurance at the best price. Okay, and that checklist is right below the video. So that's it. I just want to talk about Life Insurance Awareness Month because life insurance is key to the foundation, to the income part of your money house. Remember, without income, the whole thing's going to fall apart. Income drives the majority of things in our money house, whether you earn that income from a job, or if you can't go to that job because you're not here, your family earns that income from life insurance. Okay? Makes sense? Go ahead, leave a comment below this video. Tell me what you think, and feel free to share it with other people who maybe you think need to have that life insurance conversation in their families. All right? I'm Tom Wachowski for YourMoneyHouse.com. I hope this helps you understand life insurance better. I know it will help you build your money house the right way. I know that you can do that. You can get this done. It's simple. Okay? Get to it today.